Indian and Chinese troops clashed along the Line of Actual Control, or LAC, in the Tawang Sector in Arunachal Pradesh on December 9th. Soldiers from both sides were injured in the clash. More than 200 Chinese soldiers attempted to get access to the top of the 17,000-foot peak and were thwarted by Indian Army personnel. The area is currently under snow. The Chinese troops wanted to uproot an Indian post, but the attempt was successfully thwarted by the Indian side. Both sides have disengaged from the area. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how Indian troops made PLA retreat. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive military vehicle online game for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, in which you can go to battle on more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s. The game has an amazing attention to detail and focuses on a realistic combat experience, which is why knowing your vehicles and skill really makes a difference. It's easy to get into, and all you need to play is nothing more but your mouse and keyboard or controller. Immerse yourself in cross-platform combat with more than 20 million other military vehicle enthusiasts from all over the world. Download and play War Thunder for free using the link in the description below, and also get a free bonus tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account. The two countries share a 2,100 miles or 3,379 kilometer border. Both countries have a difference in perception of their actual alignment at nearly 14 different points. This has emerged as an issue between the two nuclear-armed nations. Though a series of mostly non-lethal scuffles over the position of the border have taken place over the years, tensions escalated sharply in June 2020 at Galwan when hand-to-hand fighting between the two sides resulted in the deaths of at least 20 Indian and 60-plus Chinese soldiers. The Chinese military has been behaving aggressively over issues in Yangtze on the Line of Actual Control, where the Chinese side have been opposing Indian positions. Indian Army had intelligence input on the night of the 8th to the 9th of December. PLA will do a misadventure in the Tawang Sector of Arunachal Pradesh. Indian troops belonging to 3 different battalions, including Jammu and Kashmir Rifles, Jat Regiment, and Sikh Light Infantry, were present at the location of the clash when the Chinese tried to unilaterally change the status quo in the area. The Chinese were armed with clubs, sticks, and other equipment for the clash. The Indian troops were also prepared for the clash, as they had known the intentions of their adversary. The PLA was overwhelmed and chased back to their camp and had to fire in the air to stop the Indians. Viewers may note that there is a treaty signed by both India and China on not using guns near the borders. Some reports indicate that 9 Indian soldiers and 23 PLA troops have been injured. There are indications that the Chinese side had a drone to capture footage of the fight and use it for psychological warfare and to cater to its domestic audience. But since the tables turned, the Chinese haven't released the footage. After the Chinese resorted to barbaric weapons of sticks with spikes during their Galwan misadventure, the Indian Army started to look for non-lethal deterrent weapons for its frontline troops. The government incentivized domestic startups to innovate such weapons and now have multiple Indian startups providing a good variety of small, innovative defense equipment for the Army. One such weapon is the Vajra stick, which is similar to the crude spiked rods the Chinese use, but it comes with an inbuilt taser capable of sending thousands of volts into the adversary. Some reports say these played a role during the incident. Indian Defense Minister Rajnath Singh said Indian Army troops bravely stopped the Chinese Army from transgressing the line of actual control in the Yangtze area of Arunachal's Tawang Sector on December 9th. He said in Parliament, "I want to assure our House that no Indian soldier was killed or severely injured. I also assure the House that our Army can defend the country's territorial integrity. Our Army is ready to tackle any transgression. I firmly believe the House will support the bravery and courage of our armed forces." Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin said, "As far as we understand, the China-India border situation is stable overall," adding that the two sides maintained unobstructed dialogue on the border issue through diplomatic and military channels. During a press briefing, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said that the U.S. is closely monitoring the situation and encourages both sides to utilize existing bilateral channels to discuss disputed boundaries. China's been poking its neighbors for a long time now. Apart from India, countries like Taiwan, Japan, and the Philippines have witnessed actions that are unbecoming of a mature nation. China's been resorting to the salami slicing tactic along the line of actual control to gain territory in a gradual manner. But in this case, the timing is critical. Several experts, and even some Chinese citizens in Chinese social media, have mentioned that CCP, or the Chinese Communist Party, may have orchestrated this incident to divert attention from domestic issues, which include widespread protests against the zero-COVID policy. There's also another school of thought that feels that the CCP wanted a face-saver after China couldn't do anything to stop U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. But, as evident, this has backfired due to the alert Indian Army, which managed the situation pretty well. China's OSINT accounts have been publishing maps and explaining the close nature of the Indian posts, which helped the Indian Army to quickly reinforce upon encountering PLA troops. India has been working to beef up the infrastructure on its side of the LAC since Prime Minister Narendra Modi took office, and this seems to have aided it to give a strong response. It's evident CCP has got a bloody nose and is licking its wounds. It remains to be seen how things pan out in the coming days.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.